ain't tryna see your hand out. No free.
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace. You gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really nah, I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the ribbon, we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing yet. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop. I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. We stillin' at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot still tryna flip it out the stove. Rockin' fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, I might crash cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave. I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it, we gon' get back on our feet. And I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Or die too young. 100 miles per hour, might crash cause good die young. Yeah, but here I come. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back home. Y'all coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming on my landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
Test. Camera work now. Okay, there we go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday, for the most part, right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on my YouTube channel, where it always is. But what is going on, guys? Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's live stream. As you guys know, guys, I got abused by whatever illness I had. I don't know what it was. All I know is that I sneezed. It started with a record amount of sneezes. I was unable to, I was almost sneezing so much, guys, that I could not breathe. I could not stop. I felt under attack by sneezes, and I'm like, oh man, I must have inhaled something weird. I must be allergic to something, and then woke up the next day, and I couldn't even open my eyes. So, yes, I was very, very sick, guys. I am back. I'm like 85, 90% back there, but good God, guys, do I hate canceling live streams, but I was just simply unable to function. But it was really, really nice coming back to over 200 people in the waiting room. So what is going on, guys? We are back. We are back in the action here. We're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin today, guys. I'm sorry I had to put Bitcoin on hold. I didn't want it to do anything exciting while I was sick. So I called up Satoshi. He's my boy, if you guys didn't know. If you're new to the channel and boys with Satoshi, I said, hey, bro, lock this thing down. Keep it in a range. I'm sick. I'll be back in a couple of days. And here we are. So we should be able to see Bitcoin start moving, guys, at least either tonight, tomorrow, maybe. We should be able to get this thing moving again. Obviously, I'm just kidding, guys. But we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin today. Finally, crazy. And again, not really much has happened here since I've been sick. So we're going to break down. There is a new range that I am looking at, guys. We have a previous value area that I'm watching that could be giving us the insight into where price may be going next. And as you guys know, we are looking for shorts. I am still hunting for a short. I have not taken one yet. There were a couple of places where we were looking to take one. Well, for the most part, I'm talking about the big short, guys. As we look for this bigger correction to come in at some point, I am being very, very cautious of some more upside for some very specific reasons that we're going to go over in today's live stream. So stick around. We're taking a look at those key levels of support and resistance. Are we more likely to shoot up towards that 39 to 40 1.5-ish K level, or are we more likely to get a rejection at the resistance we're sitting at now and get a big correction to come in? We're going to be breaking it all down on tonight's live stream, but before we get into it, smash that like button, guys. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel, pain of pleasure, and you guys know that wheel is basically a thing where we just give all my stuff away. We give away koozies, crypto, Frankie Candles hats, free months of the premium Discord. It's a good time, so smash out that like button, and before we jump into it, guys, let's say what's up to the Mafia, because I feel like I haven't seen you guys in so long. And good God, guys, I used to brag all the time about how I never get sick. I never get sick. That used to be my thing. And then all of a sudden I moved down to the ATL and I stopped sleeping. Big whoop. I don't sleep anymore. Big deal. And all of a sudden I get sick all the time. But anyway, guys, let's see what we got in the chat. Shout out to Dave Digital. What is going on, bro? Thank you so much for that super chat. You got me cracking up over here, bro. Dave Digital always dropping the jokes. He says volunteer streamers on call. Who's in? Shout out to Dave. I want to have Dave. We should have you host a show one day. I would love to do that. That'd be funny if we actually had someone call in. Obviously, we'd have to have some kind of trust going because, you put anybody live on a YouTube channel, they could say some messed up stuff. I don't think Dave would do that. But shout out to Dave. Stick around for Dave's cameo stream. But what is going on, bro? Thank you for that super chat. We got Jonah Plainclothes in the house. Jonah, have we ever talked about this? Bro, are you a cop? Are you a cop? Because Jonah Plainclothes makes me think that you're a cop. Not that there's anything wrong. Cops are awesome. But I'm just wondering, plainclothes. It makes me think you're like an undercover detective. So shout out to you, bro. Let me know. Hopefully I can see it in the chat. But shout out to Jonah Plainclothes. What is going on? We also got Travel Tim. What is up, bro? Thank you for being here. Mark Dutch, Savage Trades. What is going on, guys? We got Darren Does Things in the house. What is going on, bro? Thought you scalped for premium. Shout out to Dave Digital. Darren Does Things. He helps us out in that premium Discord, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. We'll help you get your account back up. Shout out to Savage Trades. Hopefully you're not losing trades. That's what it sounded like. But you're in the right place, bro. We can help you with that. We got Crypto Dino in the house. What is going on, bro? He says, bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. We got Red Elephant, Enzo Mining, Gen Z. What is going on? Last but not least, guys, we got Cause I Can't Bump It, Apples Up North, and Buckley. What is going on, guys? So with all that being said, guys, we got some interesting stuff here to look at on Bitcoin. So without further delay, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Here we go. Bear with me, guys, as I may run out of breath often throughout this stream. It has nothing to do with an inhaler. I don't know why people say, oh, use your inhaler. It just has to do, I was just sick, guys. I was just sick. I can't breathe good. I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and jump on into the price action here, guys. Now, as it has been a little while, shout out to anybody in the free Discord. I did drop a little bit I dropped a little bit of TA in that free Discord last night as I had to miss another stream, and I was like, I cannot leave them with nothing. So I dropped some stuff in that free Discord for you guys. Hopefully you guys were able to make use of that, even though nothing really happened. But because it's been so long since we've talked, guys, I want to come up to the higher time frames. I want to turn off that TA, and I want to break down all this price action and try to give you guys a little bit of a map of where I think Bitcoin is likely to go in all of this ranging, ascending channel, sideways, choppy, garbage price action. It hasn't even, to be honest, guys, as you guys know, we like to trade the ranges. As you guys know, I'm a big proponent of the volume profiles, right? We are basically range traders looking along the lows and short the highs of ranges. And then when those bigger moves come in, oftentimes we are in a position from the opposite end of the range. So that's oftentimes how we're able to short the top and long the bottom. However, this hasn't even really been that good because this kind of range, it's more of an ascending channel here. So, when you pull your volume profiles, you don't really you could pull them locally and stuff, right? You could pull this local range. I've been looking at this range, but just in general, they haven't been very, very clean, right? Like these little scalp trades have not been that good. We respected the value area low here, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low. I mean, I guess it is respected, but just this choppy price action, guys, has not been the best for trading, and that's why I keep sitting out of all my big short positions that I'm looking for, because things are very unclear. And let's go ahead and break it down. I'll talk to you guys about exactly why things are a little bit kind of unclear here and how I'm navigating the charts. Oh no, I'm getting a call from Tyler Durden. Hang on, I can't even see chat right now. This is the bat phone. Frankie Candle speaking. Oh God, hang on. Oh, your mic? Okay, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. All right, bye. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Hang on. Your mic got an echo when I changed screens. That's okay. I got you. Thank you for that, guys. That echo is definitely gone now. Let me go ahead and there we go. Okay, that should be good. We should be clear now. I just had 2 audio inputs for some reason, but now we're clear. Hopefully you guys were able to understand what I was saying. This has kind of been garbage price action to trade, right? At least for the scalps, right? And although the volume profiles have basically been respected for the most part here, there are some mixed signals on the chart. Thank you, guys. I didn't have chat open at the time, but shout out to Tyler Durden for calling the bat phone. Obviously, things are a little bit unclear right now, and I want to talk to you guys about why I am still potentially looking for a little bit higher up on Bitcoin before looking for my big short entry. And let's go ahead and, again, I don't know how bad that echo was. I don't know how much you guys can hear me or were able to hear me, but what I want to do is I want to take the TA off, and I want to kind of give you guys a blueprint of what I'm looking at because, as you know, there's been a lot of stuff we've been looking at, guys. We've been looking at, I'll just turn on some of these levels here, and we turn it on, right, and we are just kind of like in the middle of complete and total nonsense. Luckily, we are clearing this chart. I've broken things down into folders, so this is going to look a lot less confusing, but I want to give you guys kind of delete all this noise and show you kind of the key levels that you really need to be focused on real quick, right? So let's start off on the higher time frames here, guys, on the weekly time frame, right? VWAP still on the way to the downside. This thing is looking for a red dot to come in here very, very, very soon. And when we do see that weekly red dot, it is likely or oftentimes a big signal that you will get some kind of a correction to the downside. Now, not always does this mark a giant dump incoming. You could see this last weekly red dot that we got. We got a little bit of a move down, obviously a sizable move, but we didn't go to zero, right? And then this second, this other red dot right here on the weekly, we got a significant move to the downside as well. You guys will remember we traded within this range a lot. This was actually a nice price action to trade, to be completely honest with you guys. Catching that long entry that I am still holding, entering there about 250, I believe, is that entry, or now it's at like 26.8 because I added to the position, but basically long the bottom here. So nice price action there, but weekly red dot, guys, is looking to print. So that is one of the reasons why we are expecting some kind of a pullback to eventually come in here. But again, the risk is that, obviously we are in very, very bullish. We're in a bullish environment, guys, right? Like, and I'm going to break down the higher time frames a little bit more today. After we get past this, I'm going to go down to the local, and then we're going to come back up to the more of the macro timeframes. And I want to talk to you guys about why we are bullish, right? And how, we were able to see this happening, right? It has a lot to do with the weekly money flow crossover, which initially happened right here, but then we got another one right here. But anyway, red dot on the weekly, this is what I'm looking for, because likely once that prints, that is when we will wind up seeing a pullback. Question is, are we going to get, these FOMO pushes up into some more key levels of resistance that we have above? And again, I'm going to give you guys that clear roadmap in just a few minutes. So you're not looking at what I just showed before, which is basically just a mishmash of a million different levels, a million different ranges. I'm going to simplify it, make it super simple for you guys, giving you 3 key levels to kind of give you the blueprint of what you should be looking at. And then we're going to pepper in some extra naked points of control that you should be keeping your eye on, as they could wind up being what we reject. So weekly red dot, like this is something I'm looking at for a correction to come in. 6-day red dot is now printing, not confirmed just yet. 5-day red dot is confirmed. Money flow is kind of wonky here, but this is kind of where the confusion starts to come in, guys. And I'm going to talk about some really specific things I'm going to be looking for to try to signal if we're going to get that move down or not. Now, number one, I'm going to go right to the daily, guys, right? We have a fresh green dot on the daily time frame, and it is currently printing, likely to confirm in about an hour. We're probably going to wind up seeing this confirm on the live stream. I don't think this is going to disappear unless we wind up getting some kind of a crazy big dump coming in here very, very soon. It does look like that green dot could wind up confirming. And on top of that, guys, money flow is still kind of thick here, right? So this is one of the major reasons why I am going to be careful about looking for some more upside. And again, there is a list of reasons why I am looking higher, and we're going to go over them all today. Now, on top of that, obviously you got that green dot with the money flow kind of getting locally coming down, but basically getting thicker over time. But on top of that, guys, like we just keep creeping higher and higher. We made another yearly high the other day, and we have those higher highs on our price action, and our momentum is continuously, at least as of right now, this could change once that momentum wave comes up a little higher if it does. But for the most part, momentum is continuing down here, but that money flow is getting thicker, which does make you want to kind of be cautious for a potential another push to the upside, right? And on top of the naked points of control we have above us, which obviously act as magnets, attracting price to them. On top of, there's a very specific 786 Fibonacci retracement I'm looking at. There's a lot of reasons, and I mean value areas as well. There are reasons why we could go higher, and this is why, on like all of these attempts at the resistance that we're hitting here, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have not taken that significant swing short position because I am not getting the confirmation. So again, green dot on the daily, kind of one of those reasons I am being careful of some more upside, one of the many reasons. And then once you get down to the 16-hour, this is kind of where the confusion comes in, guys, because we have momentum consistently coming to the downside here on the 16-hour, money flow consistently coming out as well, and we are looking to print a 16-hour bearish divergence on top of that, 12-hour and a 16-hour bearish divergence here, as you can see with the bodies of our candles making higher highs as our momentum waves are making lower highs. Now, this would be more of a bearish signal, especially with money flow coming out, signaling that, likely there is some kind of a bigger correction to come in here at some point soon. The real question is the same question we've been asking ourselves all the way since back here, and that is, are we going to get that big push up before the big correction, or are we just going to come down as we continue to struggle at this level of resistance? And once we dive deeper into the TA, you guys are gonna feel like you put on like prescription glasses once we show these levels, because it really does just give you a solid hold on what is likely to happen, or at least gives you context or a roadmap, so you know what levels to look at, right? Like, hey, if we break this level, this isn't any old level. This level could indicate more downside, right? So I'm gonna give you guys all that right here on the stream. But real quick, shout out to altcoin Corey. Shout out to you, bro. I can't see the full name, but it says Chartist for something. But shout out to altcoin Corey. I appreciate you so much, bro. He says, glad to see you back, bro. Shout out to altcoin Corey. Yes, almost got taken out by whatever that was. And it wasn't the C disease, that crazy, scary pandemic disease. Wasn't that. So I don't know what it was, guys, but it almost took me out. Maybe it's that dog disease going around. I caught it from a dog. But shout out to you, bro. And also shout out to Retro Mike Tech. Thank you so much for that $20 super chat, bro. Thank you so much. He says, Dave, with his official wrench, told me to donate or he would hack me. Shout out to Retro Mike. Oh, God, Dave Digital's a hacker, too? He's got a fake, unofficial, official wrench, and he's an official, unofficial hacker? Shout out to Dave. I didn't know you had that secret talent, bro. Shout out to Dave Digital, and shout out to Mike. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. I really do appreciate you. And yes, I hate canceling these live streams, guys. Like, the worst thing in my life is not going live. Like, I have not panic attacks, but like, I literally sit there and I'm like, I have to go live. And Mrs. Candles is like, you can't breathe, dude. You can't go live. And I'm like, no. And she's like, no, you have to take care of yourself. And I'm like, dang it, why do you have to be so rational, Mrs. Candles? I guess one of us has to be. But anyway, guys, we are looking for that local bearish divergence here on the 12-hour. Do we have it on the 6? We do not have it on the 16-hour. I'm sorry, I did say that earlier. But the 12-hour bearish divergence is looking to print locally here now. On top of this local divergence, you also have more of a macro divergence, right? Multiple drives of bearish divergence with your multiple higher highs on price action, multiple lower highs on your momentum waves, money flow also coming out. And remember, guys, when you have that money flow coming out at the same time as those bearish divergences, especially on a higher time frame, sometimes they can be even more powerful. And again, money flow coming out is like a big confirmation for that, just so you guys know. And then coming on down here, we also have our 8-hour red dot looking to print, money flow crossing over into the red as we speak. And as you guys know, when you have those 8-hour red dots, what are we going to do? We're going to go straight down to those lower time frames, coming down to the 30-minute, and we're looking at the money flow on that 30-minute, which is also coming to the downside here, looking to print a red dot with money flow coming out. This could be indicating that if we are going to get another significant move to the downside, even if it's not the big correction we're looking for, if we are going to get a move down here, if it's going to be significant, I do think that it is likely going to happen on that 30-minute money flow crossover, especially if you have that 8-hour red dot printing at the same time. So that is what I'm going to be looking at for a local move back down to lower prices. But I wouldn't necessarily say that that is going to be the start of the big correction that we're hoping for or eventually looking to happen. I'm not saying that's going to bring us down to 30K, but that could be the next sizable move to the downside. Will, in my opinion, likely happen on that money flow crossover into the red on the 30-minute, especially with that 8-hour red dot looking to print. And we did have a short set up there in the premium Discord. Shout out to anybody in the kitchen. We had some interesting stuff go down. I was in the premium Discord posting but I do just want to show you guys this. We did have that short setup, guys, and it had a lot to do with looking at those liquidation levels on high block capital. We were able to predict these liquidations getting, or these shorts getting absolutely wrecked, and then we were targeting these other liquidations that we had sitting up here near this swing high, and we kind of combined two different strategies here where we were looking for not only liquidations, but also looking for those swing failure patterns at this level, and we did wind up getting pushing right up into this level, getting that, getting the liquidations to occur, and now we are reversing back to the downside as that is was pretty quickly starting to play out. Continuing on here, guys, locally. Now, locally, we do. This is just ugly price action, to be honest with you guys. And we're going to pull the levels up in just a second to show you guys kind of what I am actually looking at. But really what I'm looking at for the move down, guys, is the major confusion comes in with this green dot on the daily with money flow coming up, as well as the 2-day, right, which is another thing, another scenario that we have been looking at recently. And what it was a green dot looking to print here on the 2-day time frame, which we still have not gotten. But if we do wind up getting that green dot on the 2-day to print, we are actually set up pretty nicely here on the 2-day time frame to have a momentum wave come back up. And you could actually come up pretty high here to put in a lower high on the momentum wave to give us a potential 2-day bearish divergence. So if we are going to come up to some of these higher prices, which I'm going to bring up right now, if we do come up to some of those higher prices that we're looking at, again, getting closer to about 39 to 41.5K, this is kind of what I will be looking at, and this could be the major sign of weakness at those higher prices for that big correction to occur, right? So if we don't come down from these levels and we get another push up to those higher prices that we've been looking at forever, that is going to be a major thing to look at, because I just cannot unsee these momentum waves setting up for a bearish divergence. And if you guys are looking at bearish divergences, whether it be on Market Cypher, on the RSI, on anything, right, Lux Algo, whatever you're looking at, well, I guess Lux Algo you won't really need to do anything because it'll just mark out the divergences for you, but no matter what you're looking at, guys, being able to kind of predict what the indicators or price action is going to do before it happens is obviously going to be a very lucrative thing to be able to do, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is trying to front run what is going to happen on these time frames, saying, hey, we're already looking for a potential second push to the upside, or I don't want to say second, but another push to the upside, which will give us a higher high on price. Are there any major time frames looking like they could form bearish divergences? And clearly we have that here on the 2-day time frame. So that's going to be a major thing. If we get again, trading isn't if this, then that statement. Shout out to Savage Trades, says smile. I don't think he's talking to me, but if you want to see me smile, guys, just go to any of my thumbnails, and I'm sitting on the thumbnail like this, smiling like a little kid. Shout out to Savage Trades. I don't know who he's actually talking to, but shout out to Savage Trades. He said smile, so I smiled. But anyway, guys, again, trading is an if this, then that statement. If we get the move up, this is my plan. And here it is, right? So if we get that move up, guys, what is that next range that I'm looking at? And obviously, it's going to come from this area of consolidation, which we are now knocking on the door of, right? And what happens when you knock on the door of a value area low? Well, let's go ahead and populate these levels, right? So obviously we have this range back here from May of 2022, March, April, May. It's basically like 3-month range. So we kind of ping-ponged around here for a little bit. We created this value area, and now all I've done is extrapolate that to the right to our current price action, and you guys can see we are starting to interact with these levels. Now, this is going to be your map, right? This is going to be the thing that clears up all that noise, right? Like, we're not looking at, a bazillion different things, right? We're not looking at all these crowded levels, all these random things that we don't need to be looking at all at once, and we're just simply going to simplify it and look at the grand scheme of things, right? And let me just go ahead and hide these levels as well. right? So this is the next value area, and we are approaching fast, and we are currently, this is basically what we're hitting our head on right now, guys. It's the value area low to this volume profile. Now, what does this mean? This means a few things, right? It means that the value area low is now the doorway to higher prices. And as long as we are able to maintain support above this level, this is another one of the big reasons why I'm looking for potential higher prices on Bitcoin, right? More specifically, that 39K level, which is this previous point of control from this old range. So this gives you the blueprint, right? Because if we are able to hold above this value area low, we could wind up seeing that push up to the point of control, because once you hold that value area low as support, where is the next likely place for Bitcoin to go? It is simply going to be up at that point of control. So this is kind of bullish case number one. And this is kind of how you can monitor it, is you now know that this previous value area low at $37,636 is your key level of support. Why? It's not just a random level that, oh, we hit our head on this, we're bounced, we bounce. This is a strong level. This is a key level, right? That's not how I find my key levels. The reason this is a key level is because I understand that it is the value area low of a previous volume profile, and I know how the volume profiles work. So if we hold here, we're expecting higher prices. And number one, the first level we would expect is that point of control getting into that $39,000 range. Now, with that being said, when you zoom out a little bit, right? Let's go to the 12-hour, zoom out, and let's just go ahead and resize a bit here. Right now, again, what happens when you hold that value area low to support? Not only are you expecting a move to the POC, but you could also expect to flip that to support and then eventually begin your journey up to some much higher prices. And the value area high of this range is getting closer to about 43.9, right? Almost 44K. Now, I'm not saying necessarily there are some other levels within here that I'm going to start talking about that we need to be keeping our eye on, right? So we do have other levels within here. However, you want to be able to keep it simple, right? Even though we know that there are intermediary levels. I don't even know if I'm using that word right. But we do have these other kind of arbitrary levels. I don't know if I'm using that word right either. But we have these other levels within on our way between that POC and the value area high. Now, again, you flip that POC, you're expecting to begin your journey potentially to that value area high, but there are some serious levels here. Now, again, in the macro, we are approaching this volume profile, so you could use this as your compass, right? Now you know if you lose this value area low and can't get back above it, you're probably going to see a little bit more downside, right? And if you hold above it, you're likely going to go to the POC. So this is kind of the line in the sand, guys. This previous value area low, one more time, coming in at $37,636. This is the key level to watch. Now, not only that, this is kind of your backbone, your blueprint, your schematics, right? But within your schematics, there are further details, right? So I'm going to bring up those kind of smaller levels, or not smaller levels, but those levels between these two, this mid POC and the value area high, right? And before I do that, guys, I want to remind you, right? We are simply dealing with the volume profile we are interacting with, but you cannot forget that although we have this local volume profile, if we hide that, and we pull up our macro volume profile, obviously, we are still within this bigger profile. You may be saying to yourself, well, Frankie, what happened to that macro bull run volume profile that you've been talking about so much? We are still in it, right? We're still in this volume profile, and this could give you even more of a macro, a little bit more macro context, right? Because, again, it's just volume profile within volume profile, right? And you can, I look at these, right? That you have a volume profile within this larger range, right? And you know that locally, when you're bing-bonging around in this smaller range, within the bigger range, these levels are likely to get respected, right? So you can look at them. It's kind of rangeception, if you will, but very, very good way to look at the market, in my opinion. This is literally how I view the market. I view it in terms of ranges. I view it in terms of volume profiles. And this is how we've been able to predict things so accurately. I'm not saying that we're right all the time, but we're obviously wrong sometimes. But, this is how we predict most of the things that we talk about very, very accurately. It has a lot to do with the volume profile. So I just want to point it out that, it's not that this bigger range is now invalidated. It's just that we are now locally interacting with this smaller range. So I'm just hiding this to clean things up, right? So I'm hiding that bigger range to clean things up. But obviously, in the grand scheme of things, right, this POC is still a very, very key level, because if we lose this, it's going to be more likely to go to the value area low, right? Are you guys starting to see how you could try to predict what's more likely to happen by looking at these volume profiles? Because it's the most helpful thing in the world. If I had found volume profiles when I started trading, that is going to be, that would have saved me so much time and so much money. But Yeah, there's a golden pocket between 39 and 41K, and I'm going to show you again why those levels, not only are there golden pockets in that area, but there's also a key 786 on top of some other really important levels. And what are they? Let's go ahead and not must hold these levels, right? So that's still a key level of support down here. I'd have to adjust these levels a little bit. But let's look at these next kind of targets that we have on the chart here. So I'm going to go ahead and hide this purple box. And simply put, guys, right now, we flip this naked point of control to support, and if we push up towards that 39K POC, just above that, guys, we have another naked point of control sitting between 40,275 and that just psychological $40,000 level. This is going to be another big level to watch. Now, on top of that, if we come up to a higher time frame and we pull some fibs, God, I butchered this earlier today. So let me just make sure I get the right level for you guys. Bada boom. I believe it is this high right here. Yeah. So this 786, this macro 786 retracement level, guys, comes right in on this naked point of control, coming in at $41,575. So if we get above that 39K level, the next key level is going to be that 40K level, right? And we kind of have pockets of resistance here. So, like I would mark this off as a pocket, right? You have your 786 naked point of control. That's going to be a significant level to watch, right? And shout out to Travel Tim saying that 39K to 41K golden pocket. Again, between 39K, right, which is right here, and that 41K level is basically that whole zone of resistance that I'm looking at, right? So likely that's exactly where that golden pocket is coming in at, right? So it's really how you want to look at the market, right? Do you want to look at this as an entire range? You totally could, and maybe you should. But I just want to let you guys know that there are kind of two pockets here, right? So we have this pocket here, more accurately. Let me make this more accurate, right? So between $40,308 and about 40K, right? Or 39,986. That's going to be a very key level. And remember, 39K, we have that naked point of control as well. I don't have it on the chart right here just to clean things up. But remember that the reason I don't have that up is because if we have it here on that previous value area, right, just organizing things, right? So I don't want anyone thinking like, well, what happened to the 39K? It's there. I'm just hiding it so we don't have to look at all these levels all at one time, right? So let me go ahead and hide that again. Oh, whoops. We'll keep this, right? So again, locally, remember in the macro, you're still in that big bull market volume profile, right? Still in play. Let me get rid of this golden pocket just to actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to label this. Let me put 786 right here. Bada boom, bada bing, 786. And then I'm going to get rid of the actual pull, the actual fib pull. So, again, locally, we're coming in here. Hold that value area low. Boom. Going to look for a move to the POC. Flip that POC. These are your two pockets of resistance. Number one, coming in right here between 40,308 and about 40K even, right? Psychological, naked monthly point of control. And then just above that, you have the 786 naked point of control up here between about 41,250 and 41,500. These are the key levels. Now, let's say we wind up getting a push above this POC. Once you flip this POC, guys, it does become much more likely than not that you are going to get a continued move up. Now, you are going to have to get above that level and hold it as support, right? So you got to get above there, hold it as support, closing higher time frame candles above this level, and then that opens up the door to come up to these next levels or next resistances. And then, again, obviously, we are eventually expecting to get up to that previous value area high once you cross that POC. And you could actually argue that if you didn't really want to look at things so locally, once you flip that 30K POC, let me go ahead and hide this and pull up the actual macro value area, right? Like once you flip that POC, you could say you may be on your way to the macro value area high, which is between 48 and 50K, right? Not only do you have your macro value area high here from the top of the bull market, but you also have your macro golden pocket when pulled from the all-time high all the way to the low of the bear market, right? So another key fib level to watch. And again, zooming out, you have to identify what kind of trader you are or what kind of trader you want to be, or just understand what timeframes you should be looking at and understanding what you're trying to accomplish and what timeframes you should be looking at, right? So this is kind of how I separate it, right? I would recommend you guys do something similar, right? Like have your macro range, right? And then when you want to hide that and look at the more local range, you can look at the more local range. But really what I wanted to show you guys here is, as things get, more fuzzy and more fuzzy, the two most likely scenarios, in my opinion, are either if we do not reject this value area low, right? In other words, if we don't just reject here and come down for a bigger retracement where we also have a lot of local support, where is it? Local single prints right down here, right? This would be a big area of interest in my opinion, based off my analysis. But if we're not going to reject here and come down from the levels that we're at right now, I would expect to hold that value area low and at least get a move to the POC. Once you get a move to that POC, that's kind of decision-making time. Like, hey, are we going to flip this and hold it, or are we just going to lose it? But it gives you context into what you should expect next for Bitcoin. So this is the range that I'm looking at, guys. And again, looking at that 2-day, looking for the green dot, looking at that daily with the green dot, and the fact that we are currently above the value area low, it's very hard to call here, guys. If we hold this, we could easily get to 39 to 41.5K, in my opinion, right? It's a pretty big zone. And then I really wouldn't be interested in taking a big short position until we either came up to that 39K level and sort out what we need to do here, right? We have business to do here. We have to get to that level, assess the situation. If we get signals to go short, I will take it. But really what I would like is if we flip that, I would really prefer to come up and tap these other more preferably this naked point of control at 41.5K, right? 41.5K. That would be kind of the real level that I would like to see. But there's no way to know, right? We're just going to have to, but now you guys can mark these levels down on your chart and at least know when price gets to this level, okay, now I can assess the situation. Now I can look at this level. Are we getting any kind of signal that we are going to go short, or we should be going short, right? And if we do hold this, right, let's assume we hold this as support and we get a move up into the 40K, 41.5K level, and then that gives us our higher high on our price action and that 2-day bearish divergence, right? That momentum wave comes up and gives us a lower high. That might be the signal that we're looking at to get that bigger move to the downside. So to be quite honest with you guys, not much has really changed since, God, that's got to be probably a record of amount of streams that I've missed. Not really. It just feels really long because we had Thanksgiving. But really, like, these are the levels that I'm looking at. And yeah, it just essentially, that's how I'm using the volume profiles to try to anticipate what price is likely to do next. And, whether we come down first and then get a big break up to one of these levels to put the higher high in, it's really hard to predict exactly what will happen. But, that's kind of what I'm going to be looking at. If I'm looking for those 2-day bear divs, these are the next 3 key levels I will be looking at. And then once you cross that $41,500 area, in my opinion, it's very likely to just fill the whole range and come up to your value area high at 44K, right? And then at that point, really what I'd be looking for at that point, guys, is, potentially looking to deviate above this volume profile, look for a bearish confirmation, and then get a mega short back down to lower prices, right? So that's kind of how I'd be handling that. But obviously, we're very, very far away. Now, coming down to some more of the local TA, guys, obviously, I'll be honest, right? 4-hour money flow coming out. 4-hour bearish divergence is confirmed with the money flow coming out. And you did have this divergence. It's very slight. It's nothing really too crazy. So we swung failed these levels up here on the Bybit chart, right? If I pull the Bybit chart up, right here, grab that horizontal ray, bada boom. And I'm actually going to talk about this, guys, because, we came up, we swung failed this level, and this was part of the reason, again, why we were looking at that short in the premium Discord. But it's not just finding a random level on the chart and then trying to see if we're going to swing fail it, right? There's a lot of thought and a lot of analysis that goes into finding these levels. And to be honest, I'm not new to looking at liquidation charts, but I'm new to this actual tool that we've been using on High Block, and I really like it. But just being able to spot where the liquidity is, guys, these are areas where people are likely to get liquidated or stopped out. And we can use this information to try to predict where these swing failure patterns will happen, making it a very, very high likelihood or high probability trade with a very nice risk to reward with a clear invalidation for that trade, right? So for this particular position, let me go ahead and pull up the short position, right? So let's say we got right in here, right? Bada boom. Your invalidation for this trade, like you are home free at this point, right? Profits locked in. Your stop loss, I don't know if I would move my stop loss this early, but at this point, right, like your invalidation for this trade is simply when you break this wick, right? So you get your entry, clear invalidation above this wick. So if price comes back up and breaks that wick, you want to get out of the trade. It is more likely than not that you are going to continue up if you break this high. And to be honest, with the way that daily green dot looks like, things are really confusing right now, guys. But, you know, there is reason. The fact that we're playing with the value area low, we're looking to hold it as support with the daily green dot, the 2-day VWAP coming up looking for a green dot. Like, there's reason to come up, but then you got the bearish divergences on the 12-hour with the money flow coming out, 4-hour money flow crossing into the red, the 8-hour money flow crossing into the red, and the 30-minute. Like, you have a lot of reasons to be looking for shorts here, but we have to be careful because we've compared this a lot, guys. We've compared this a lot to the situation we were back in right here. And if we pull up the old TA, this is kind of the benefits of hanging on to your TA past after you're done actually, you know, having those levels be relevant. But let's go ahead and pull some of the TA that we had up here. And what did we have, right? Let me go ahead and hide everything else. And I want to pull up the, let's see. What do we got? Bear with me while I find these levels. Bada boom, right? Macro volume profile, right? So what was happening here? We were hitting very, very key resistance, right? And this was a very confusing time in the market as well. I remember talking about this, right? And then we caught that short squeeze. I bring this example up all the time because it's just a beautiful example of when things can look really bearish and then you get another push up. Kind of looking for something potentially similar to happen here. You know, you got this bullish consolidation, clear bull pennant, but you have bearish divergences confirmed, money flow coming out, and you were hitting this extremely pinnacle level of resistance, which was the macro value area low. So you're expecting like, hey, are we going to get a pullback here? And then eventually we spotted a short squeeze that pushed us above the value area low, and then we eventually wound up catching more resistance and then getting the bigger rejection we were actually looking for. But the point here is that although the indicators were pointing towards some potential downside, you still got the short squeeze and got that secondary push up, and you did get the move back down. It just, you got that push up first. And this is a very, very similar situation. Like, we could come down from here. It would make sense. Not only with the signals on the chart, but also, a shout out to Thesis himself, said Gala is the new Bitcoin. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to Thesis, man. Thesis loves Gala, and I do too, bro. I love when you come in here because, bro, I feel alone. I feel alone liking Gala. But I got you, Thesis. Shout out to Thesis. No yellow X's here today, bro. It's all up and to the right today. But shout out to Thesis himself. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate you. You know, could we come down? Yes. Not only are the confirmations like starting to show up on the chart, so really wouldn't. It would make sense to come down from here, but I am being very careful, not only because the key levels we have above us, but also because we are literally, you know, we're just at another, it's almost the same exact situation. We're tapping on a previous value area low. It's a pretty key level. Question is, are we going to squeeze up or are we going to correct from here? It's very, very hard to tell, but that is how I'm handling things, and these are the local levels I'm looking at to give me that X-ray vision and figure out what price is likely to do after we get to a certain key level. So these are the levels we're looking at, guys. Back to the upside. And then if we come back down, then beautiful. We have the short setup from up here. But that is essentially what we are looking at on Bitcoin. And I also want to go over this. I actually want to go over this little short position really quickly because I think there are some things that we can learn or that you guys can learn. Now, in the premium Discord, like I said, part of this analysis had to do with obviously knowing where the liquidations were, right? We were looking at a potential short position here, but by analyzing where those lick levels were, we were looking for the shorts to get wrecked here, and we were able to stay out of that horrible short position because price wound up yeeting up to these highs. This would have been a terrible place to go short, and we were able to identify that we should stay out of that trade by looking at the lick levels. Now, on top of that, we were looking at a few different things, right? We had the SFP, right, on top of our smart trail on the 4-hour. Now, if you guys are using Lux Algo, there are time frames that I typically like to look at the smart trail on, and it tends to be very, very well respected on the 4-hour. Now, this is what I like to look at when you're looking for confluence with your golden pockets and something like the smart trail on Lux Algo. This is when you kind of get one of those like super, super saucy levels, right? So if you could pull from the high to the low and you have your smart trail in somewhat of confluence with a golden pocket pull, this is oftentimes an area where you could expect either a bounce or a rejection, right? And this was just another one of the reasons why we were looking for that, right? Because not only did we know that we had a potential swing failure that could occur here because of the people that would likely get liquidated at that level. I want to be clear here. I'm going to pull up the high block chart live real quick here because I want to talk to you guys about it because it's really, really useful. And if right, you have these levels up here. You know those liquidations are sitting right here. So you're literally sitting on your hands and looking for price to come up. And you have to understand something. When you come up, the first time we tapped this level was a no-go for the trade. Why? Because there were no liquidation. The liquidations did not really occur here, right? That wick did not go. Oftentimes, guys, when you hit a liquidation level, what is going to happen to the wick? Typically, well, in this position, if you're stopping out shorts, you're going to get a big or a sizable wick to the upside, right? Because once you trigger those liquidations, it causes buy pressure in the market and pushes that wick up. And we barely saw that wick get above that liquidation level. Now, granted, these are not direct levels. These are aggregated estimations. But you could also look at something like you could look at your order flow, right, and try to identify through open interest. Is open interest coming down? All open interest does, for anybody who doesn't know, is it shows you the open interest, right? It shows you the longs, or it just shows you trades opening and closing in the market. It doesn't favor longs or shorts. That would be net longs or net shorts, right? So what you're looking for here, and this is how I use order flow to confirm, right? You don't need to confirm with the order flow, but this is how I add extra confluence and confidence to the trades, right? So I already know, right? I already know by looking at the liquidation chart, like I have this level here. If we swing fail this level, likely going to get a reversal. And I can confirm if we got those liquidations to occur at this level. And this first attempt, I'm not going to go through and find the actual price action, but you could look, right? If you come up to the level and your open interest does not have a big red bar, right? We're on the 5-minute chart here, so it's going to be hard to see. But if you don't have the open interest dumping, what could you say about open interest coming down, right? Obviously, people are closing their trades, right? Now, whether it's longs or shorts, you're going to have to look at a different indicator, such as net shorts or net longs, right? So you could see here, if you have open interest coming down, but you have net shorts coming up, it's clear that this drop in open interest is not shorts closing, right? Because shorts are opening. Maybe it was longs closing. So you could pull up net longs, right? And you could see, indeed, this drop in open interest was because of the net longs getting wrecked or closing their positions or getting stopped out. Because what happens when a long position gets stopped out causes sell pressure, right? So this is how you can confirm it with order flow. It's a little more advanced. We talk about that in the premium Discord. But I just wanted to talk about this because when you come up to this liquidation level, there was no drop in open interest, right? It was flat, right? There was no positions closing, or at least not a sizable amount of positions closing, right? And then when we came up the second time, I could actually pull this. I'll actually show this because I think it'll help you guys, right? If you don't look at order flow, again, you don't need this to be successful, but you can see right here, right? Another thing attributed to people getting stopped out or liquidated is long wicks, right? So open interest, big old dump here, right? I don't even know if this is, I'm pretty sure this is the same spot. I don't even know, but this is just an example, right? Big wick up, right? Big dump in open interest. This tells me that a lot of people closed positions here. Was it longs? Not really, right? There's a little dump on the longs, but not really. Let's see the shorts. Okay, well, clearly a lot of shorts closed here. So what does this tell me? This tells me that people who were short got stopped out, causing a big push up in price. And you can literally confirm it with the actual open interest and net shorts and net longs by looking at this stuff and understanding what to look for to confirm if you're getting those people to actually get liquidated. And this is a perfect example, guys, because the first time, oftentimes, right, like if you just shorted this lick level, like you would have gotten a pretty decent move to the downside, right? So it would have been a profitable trade, but you didn't get the liquidations to occur, making it a less savage move, right? Or a less intense move. For the most part, not guaranteed, but oftentimes, right? What you want to see is the big wick, the liquidations, and then that's where usually the bigger correction comes in. So there you go. A little bit of sauce on the swing failure patterns and the liquidations. But this is how we were finding these levels, right? And then on top of that, obviously we had the smart trail coming up here as resistance as well, giving us that extra bit of confidence and confluence that, typically, like when you come down to the 4-hour, like, price comes up, you come down, you dip into that 4-hour smart trail on Lux Algo, you get a bounce, right? It did flip temporarily here, but you did get the bounce, right? You come back down, you get the bounce, right? You come back down, you get the bounce. But now your 4-hour smart trail is flipped bearish. So if you're looking for if you're looking for shorts up here and you're looking for a short and there's confluence with that smart trail, it's a very, very high likelihood. It's a great confirmation to look for, right? Because again, very likely to get reactions off of this level. And you could just back test it, right? Even when it flips, right? You come up, sure, you pushed up a little bit, it turned blue, but you wound up getting the rejection, right? And there's a little bit more of an advanced way to use this, or a more confluent way to use this. And it has to do with the fibs, right? If you have fibs coming in beautiful confluence with your smart trails, oftentimes it is a very, very, very saucy level. So there you go. And just to give you guys a little extra sauce, oftentimes, guys, when you get one side of the market kicked out, there's oftentimes a reversal. And we talk about this. You could do this for free on Coinalyze all the time. And I'm actually in a little tiny scalp long, a very small scalp long. I didn't even put it as a setup in the Discord. This is a very small position, very, very risky. Actually not even logged in on it's on BingX. I'm not logged in on my BingX account on here, but let's see. Yeah, up about 8% even, not 8.5, 8% exactly. So I want to talk about why I got into this trade, because if I could show anybody how to take advantage of not only how to trade these markets on a low time frame like this, but also I'm going to teach you a little bit of a strategy here, right? This is the sauce, guys. Not the sauce, but this is some good sauce. This is some good sauce. Okay, so Coinalyze. You guys are all familiar with this, right? Now, Coinalyze allows you to look at multiple things in the market. It's a completely free tool. This is why I bring it up, because I know a lot of people are not out there. Yo, shout out to Dave Digital. I'm going to get to the super chats in 1 second, guys. Shout out to Dave Digital. He said, how can one guy talk about BTC so much? Oh, my God. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I don't know. I'm a crazy man, bro. I'm a crazy guy. But shout out to everybody. Smile says, long Poopy coin? Pubby coin? I don't know how to say that, everybody. Smile. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. I don't know if that's like a thing that's going to demonetize the video or not. I don't think it will. But shout out to PubeCoin. Shout out to everybody. Smile. But I'm going to get to the super chats in a second, guys. But I do want to cover this, right? Because this is actionable stuff that you could literally use tomorrow or today, maybe tonight. Who knows? But and the reason I bring it up is because it has to do with the liquidations, right? Oftentimes, guys, when one side of the market gets kicked out, right? And it has a lot to do with this big wick, right? I mean, shout out to all the big wicks out there. Keep it G-rated in the chat, guys. Keep it G-rated in the chat. Big wick here, right? Obviously, got a big move down, right? And you had a lot of people shorting the bottom here, right? So not only, so here's the thing, right? When one end of the market gets kicked out, right? And how can we know who's getting kicked out here? Again, you could look at open interest. You could look at net shorts or net longs, right? So if you're long here, right, your stop loss is probably below this level of support, right? And you can see here on this big wick down, you got a big drop in net shorts. What does this tell us? It tells us that shorts were closing here, right? So a lot of shorts got stopped out or liquidated here. Oftentimes, when you boot all the longs out of the market, right, relative to what you're looking at, oftentimes there's some kind of a reversal, right? Whether it's a short-term reversal, a long-term reversal, a big reversal, or a small reversal is a whole nother story. But oftentimes it's a very high probability that you're going to get a reversal to the upside. Now, I came down here, right? Not only did, and I know Exo charts cost money, but I'm about to show you guys how you could have done this for free on Coinalyze. But I saw, the reason I show you the order flow is because this actually shows you what's happening behind the candlesticks, right? Like, obviously, when you come down to a level of support, the price doesn't bounce because it hit a line on a screen, right? That's not how the market moves, right? The market moves based off of people buying and selling, right? It's an auction, right? So this actually teaches you guys why the market's actually moving, right? Not just like, oh, look at the green light, go, green, long, red, short, right? This actually shows you what's going on. And again, I'm going to show you how to do it for free on Coinalyze, but you come down to your value area low, right? Already a key level of support, and you see a dump here. This is where most people, and you could see right here by all the selling imbalances, that you have a lot of people shorting the bottom. This is FOMO, right? This is retail. Retail typically uses market orders, like they use limit orders as well. But the reason I say that is because whales can't use market orders, right? Because number one, they get eaten up on fees. And number two, there's slippage. You don't get filled at the price that you want to get filled on. That could be a discussion for another day. But the bottom line is smart money and the real big money uses limit orders, right? And the retail or the dumb money, quote unquote, right? I'm not calling anyone dumb. I'm dumb money technically too, right? But they market order because we're not trading with millions of dollars, right, on one trade. So typically, when you're looking at market orders, which is what ExoChart shows you, right, you could basically look at this as what retail is doing. This is what the normal people are doing. And what do you want to do when you're looking at what everyone else is doing? You want to do the opposite of what the herd does, typically, right? If everyone's bullish, it's probably time to sell, right? We saw that with the AI boom in the bear market and that little altcoin season we had with all the AI coins and the meme coin season we saw in the bear market. Everybody started coming into the chat. Check out Monkey Coin. Check out Boo Boo Coin. Baby Inu. It's going to be the next Sheeb, right? And then that's when I'm like, okay, I'm getting out of all this stuff. This is definitely the top. And I tried to warn everybody, and they were like, no, it's going to be the next Sheeb. And now they all went to zero, right? So you want to do the opposite of what a majority of the retail is doing. And this is what ExoChart shows you. So if I could see that most people are shorting here, chances are, right? And I could also see that there's a big drop in the net longs, letting me know that a lot of longs got stopped out here, right? So they kicked out all the longs, got everybody FOMO short, right? And then as price pushes back up, what happens? All these shorts get liquidated and stopped out, adding fuel to the push to the upside, right? Now, this is the 5-minute time frame, so this isn't a big move, but depending on the leverage and the money you're trading with, you could make good money off moves like this, and obviously, we are still continuing up, right? But I just want to talk about that, right? When you get kicked, when you kick one side of the market out, typically you get a move to the upside or down, the opposite end, right? And you could see, look at this by checking the order flow, right? Now, why would you want to go long here? Well, number one, obviously, everyone got kicked out, right? And if we come on over to Coinalyze, I'm going to show you. Now, there was also other reasons. I was also looking at TradingView, right? There's other reasons to be going long at that area as well. We had some local bullish divergences, etc. I'm not going to go into all of it. But when you're looking at Coinalyze here, guys, I actually don't think I've made a video about this. I may make a video about it soon. And it's basically a scalping strategy that is based off of one side of the market getting completely kicked out of the market, right? So what are we looking for? You could do the very, very similar thing on Coinalyze for completely free, right? So we got to move down here. We got a significant amount of liquidations here, right? You can see this by the liquidation bars down here, aggregated liquidations. That just simply means, aggregated just means all of these exchanges, right? These are all the liquidations on all of these exchanges, all aggregated together in one piece of information, right? So you can see we got a lot of liquidations here. And then we kind of bing-bonged around, right? Probably a lot of people going long down here, right? So where are these people's stop losses and liquidation points are obviously going to be below these lows, right? Below this kind of area of support. Now, what happens, we get another push down, we break the lows, and we see here that it was actually due to liquidations. Now, obviously, I was looking at ExoCharts, which just gives you a little bit more of a detailed view of exactly what's happening, but you could see the same thing here, right? We got another push down, we broke the lows, but why would you want to long this? Simply put, because you see that it was based off, this move down was based off liquidation. So this push down was caused by people getting liquidated, the longs getting liquidated. Now, if all the longs got kicked out, what are you going to want to do? You're going to want to look for a reversal to the upside, right? Because it pushes them all down, right? Kicks them all out, and then you get the move to the upside. So, and very simply put here, guys, basically this strategy is based off of lick divs, right? Or liquidation divergences. So you could see, right? We had a big liquidation event, right? And then a little bit of another liquidation right here. And then you bing bong around. And at this point, if you get another area, and you could see this by looking at something like High Block, where you can actually see where the liquidation points are. So you can actually have the level to look at, right? Same thing with this. Yeah, you could see here, you have your liquidation level down here, price pushes down, liquidates everybody. And then what happens right after that? Bing bong, little push to the upside. Now, like I said, this is a lower time frame strategy, right? This is the 15-minute, and we may be able to continue up here potentially and turn it into a bigger trade. But this liquidation level is, you push through here, you get the wick down, very, very likely, especially if you could confirm on something like on Coinalyze or ExoCharts that these were liquidations. Oftentimes, you will see a quick move back to the upside. And if you can capitalize on that little move, it's pretty quick money, right? And then on Coinalyze, let's go ahead and pull up Coinalyze. Did I exit out of Coinalyze is the question. No, it's right here. So you have your liquidations, right? And you have a divergence on your liquidations and your price action, right? So you're making lower lows, right? But what is this telling me? It's telling me that we're making lower lows, but less people are getting liquidated, right? So you can and you could confirm that these were liquidations based off your open interest dropping right here. But I'm just going to hide this for now. you have your price coming down, but the amount of liquidations is lessening, right? What is this telling us? This is telling us that like maybe all the shorts are getting kicked out now, right? Like maybe now, right, we just knocked a whole lot of the shorts out here, and then people were probably starting along in here. We flushed out the rest of them, and you could see that by the liquidation bar here. However, it was not as severe here, letting us know that like most people got kicked out here, bunch of people got kicked out here, and then like the last little bit of them got kicked out right here, and then boom, that's where you want to look for the long, and you do wind up getting the push to the upside. And now you can also add more things into this, such as open interest, etc., to add more confidence or confluence to the actual trade. But that is simply just how I got into that scalp trade. It was a very small position, but it works, right? And this is basically, this is not how I got into the trade, but this is how you can use that same strategy using a completely free tool like Coinalyze. Obviously, I recommend something a little bit more detailed, such as exocharts, right, where you can actually see exactly what everybody's doing, or even using something like high block like this, or a heat map or something would be more ideal. But you don't have to use this, right? You could totally use something free like Coinalyze if you don't have the money to spend. So that's why I just wanted to bring that up. But there you go, guys. That's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. And yeah, that's basically what we're looking at, guys. Not too much has really happened since Thanksgiving, really. But this 4-hour smart trail may wind up getting respected. But really, the line in the sand here is this previous value area low at 37,636. If we lose this level and can't get back above, chances are we're going to get a bigger move to the downside, in which case we simply look back down to our local levels, right? Local support. Nope, not that. Where are we? Bada boom. I'm already losing my voice, guys. Unbelievable. All right, let me see. I'll just pull it again, right? So you have this macro volume profile. So you start losing this. Once you lose this value area high at 37K, that's your next key level. Once you can't get back above there, you're expecting the bigger move down. But that's what we're looking at, guys. Bitcoin is quite boring right now. But like I said, I told Satoshi to put Bitcoin on hold because I was going to be sick. So hopefully he fires this thing back up tomorrow or tonight, and we get some kind of a move to the upside or the downside, right? All right, let's go ahead. Oh, hey, Miss Teen Crypto, what is going on? MTC in the house. How you doing, Miss Teen? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you for tuning in. But let's go ahead and check these super chats, guys, before we move on to the altcoins. And as you guys know, it's about that time to start taking a look at those altcoins. So spam those alts in the chat if you guys want me to take a look at your favorite altcoins. Rob the Crypto Snob will count up those votes and let me know what coins we're looking at, and then we'll do it. And we're going to be doing HBAR. I forget who asked for it, but someone asked me if I could look at HBAR in the waiting room, and I said, yeah, I locked it in. So we're going to take a look at HBAR already. So let's just add that to the list. Mods, thank you for everything you guys do. And let's get through these super chats while Rob is counting up those altcoin votes. Shout out to Dave Digital. He said, I'm new here. I've already read this one, but shout out to Dave Digital. He says, I'm new here. And I say, welcome to the familia, my friend. And welcome. You're now part of the mafia, and you're never leaving, bro. You're never leaving. I'm sorry. There's no getting out. Shout out to Dave Digital. But let's see. Let me get to the ones that I didn't read. Shout out to Dave Digital again. Says add fresh jalapeno to your diet. No more sick. Interesting. I've never. Shout out to jalapenos. I like jalapenos. Shout out to Dave Digital. I'll have to pop a jalapeno or pop a jalapeno popper every single night before I go to bed. Keep the germs away. Shout out to Alex O Crypto. What is going on, bro? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, bro. He says, buy yourself some Canadian maple syrup. You'll feel better. Love you, broski. I love you back, Alex. Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the advice. I bet Canadian maple syrup does make you feel better. I would not be shocked by that. I just feel like it's like the all-encompassing medicine, right? Shout out to Alex O. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Dave Digital with another super said, volunteer streamers. We read that one. Yes, Dave Digital will be doing a cameo stream at some point in the lifespan of this channel. Which is probably going to be until I'm old and decrepit. So shout out to Dave Digital. We're going to get him on here one day. Shout out to Dave. Says, you sound like a dang robot. Get it together, Frank. Shout out to Dave Digital. I guess that was when I was echoing. Shout out to Altcoin Corey. Said, glad you're back, bro. I appreciate you, Altcoin Corey. Thank you so much, man. Retro Mike, we read that one. I don't want to spend too much time here. I want to get through these very quickly. Shout out to Dave Digital. Dave Digital saying, I think it's time to get rid of Mrs. Candles. Shout out to Dave Digital. But don't tell Mrs. Candles I said that. Dave, What do you mean by that? Dude, wait until Mrs. Candles hears about this. If she comes in here, we got to show her, Dave. I got to let her know the truth, man. But shout out to Dave Digital. Let me know why we got to get rid of Mrs. Candles in the chat. Shout out to you, bro. And then shout out to Creighton C, bro. Thank you so much for that $50 super chat. Said, welcome back. Missed you, boss. Glad you're feeling better. BTC is boring, and when it's boring, it's going to move. And yeah, that's it. I'm tired. No jokes. I blame Tony. Everything is his fault. Shout out to Creighton. He says, how he started the war. Shout out to Creighton. I don't even want to say that because I feel like I'll get shadow banned on YouTube just because they hate that stuff. I don't know. He says, no clue, but it was him. Yeah, I know. It's literally always Tony's fault. Yeah, I'm just going to stick with that. Shout out to Creighton C. Shout out to Nikki94. Boo says, I got you, Mrs. Candles. Dave, straight to the corner. Right to jail. Straight to jail. Dave, right to jail. Right away. Shout out to anybody who gets that reference. And then let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital. Said, MTC, welcome home. How was your day? Have a cookie. Shout out to Dave Digital. And shout out to Miss Teen Crypto. And we got Dinero in the chat. Said, another 10G win yesterday. Thanks, Mafia. Shout out to Dinero. 10G as in 10 grand? 10K? 10 big ones? 10 pieces of feta? Pasta fajoule, macaroni gabagool? Shout out to Dinero. Let's go, bro. Bing bong. The man is making money, and I love to hear it, bro. Shout out to you and anyone else in the Mafia making money and trading off of what they've learned on this YouTube channel, not based off the calls or the signals that we don't get or give, but just based off the information that you've been taught. And shout out, last but not least, shout out to Crypto Billy with a $100 super chat. Unbelievable. Shout out to Crypto Billy, bro. You're unbelievable. He said, pizza night, Frankie. Much love. FCU, FYP, Givers Gain. Shout out to Crypto Billy, dude. You're a savage, bro. I appreciate you so much. You do not have to send me a $100 super chat. You're insane, bro. But me and Mrs. Candles, we're getting pizza tonight. It's on Crypto Billy. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate you so much. Show all the people who super chatted some love in the chat, guys. And with all that being said, I wonder if we go back to chat. Yeah, shout out to Altcoin Corey. He said, we learn to fish. And that's what we teach you here on the channel. I don't want to just tell you long now, short now. Chances are like 90% of you will lose money if we do that. And number two, I'd rather show you guys how to do this. So if I get sick again, you guys can still make money and you guys aren't a complete slave to me, although I do like you guys watching my content. But yeah, I want to teach you guys how to fish. It's that way you guys can eat for a lifetime and maybe, hopefully, some point soon, fire your boss and live your dream life is what the goal is here. All right, let's go ahead. Trapping pizza all day. Shout out to All Set. Okay, there we go. Tyler Durden. Wait. I never know if Tyler Durden is putting his own altcoins, because sometimes he does that, or if, because when Rob doesn't do it, sometimes I'm like, oh, hang on, is something fishy going on here? But shout out to Tyler Durden. I think that is an official count on the altcoins here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with, we're actually going to start off with Ethereum, or Erythrium, as your grandmother might call it. And guys, haven't really seen anything too significant happen here on Ethereum, right? As you guys know, we've been looking at this as kind of its own little range here, right? Like between these two areas, right? We have a value area down here between about 1930 and 1750, and then we have our other two key levels up here between about 2146 and 2350. Now, the reason that we have this drawn as more of a range, you'll notice, right? There's really no range that we pulled this from. It's because there's no range. The reason we're looking at these levels was based off of the visible range volume profile, which is sitting right here. And if we zoom out, you guys will notice that although we are developing volume in this gap, we did have a pretty significant gap between this value area high and this next target at 2143. So that's kind of why we are kind of between two hard places, right? We got a brick wall, and then just kind of free area to run around in here, right? So this kind of creates a range of itself. And you can see once we broke this level back here, big move to the upside. Once we got rejected, big move back down. And anytime we kind of break into this low volume gap, we get these big explosive moves up and then down and then up and now potentially back down. But moving back on here, take a look at the daily. Let's see here, right? VWAP coming up on your daily. Take a look at the 12-hour. Yeah, God, that's got to be a blood diamond, right? Let's check it. No blood diamond on the 12-hour. 16-hour? Oof, God, how are these not blood diamonds? Okay, well, there you go. 12 and 16-hour red dots are printing. Money flow coming out, guys. Like this, I have to say, the signals for downside are definitely here. They are not necessarily going to play out. I don't know if they're going to play out, but they are here, right? Like not only do you, I mean, you don't have the bearish divergence, but you have money flow coming out. Red dot confirming here are printing on your 12-hour. Let's take a look at the 8-hour red dot printing. Money flow crossing over into the red. Let's go down to that 30-minute. Money flow crossing over. So this is oftentimes what you want to look for more downside, right? Money flow in the 30-minute crossing over into the red with your 8-hour red dot printing. And on just to add a little insult to injury here, money flow crossing over on the 8-hour as well, right? So this doesn't look like the most bullish chart in my opinion, right? Now, the daily VWAP coming up could be somewhat bullish, but, with all the money flow coming out here, which obviously the money flow indicates that longer-term trend, not looking too bullish here, right? Looking like we may want to start a downtrend back to lower prices. But, again, the daily VWAP, something's got to throw you off here, right? And it is that daily VWAP. Money flow. Now, in the long term, guys, I am still bullish. I want to be clear here. Even on Bitcoin, I am still very much bullish on all of these assets, right? At least for the time being, right? Money flow crossover on the 2-day just happened on Ethereum. Like, this is bullish, right? Right here. Money flow crossover into the green, VWAP rounding back up. This is bullish, right? So that's going to be so even if we do get a pullback here, I would expect to put a higher low in at some point and continue to the upside based off money flow. And then as far as your VWAP goes, VWAP curving back up, similar to Bitcoin, not exactly the same. And then you got your red dot printing on your 3-day, your 4-day, 5-day looking for the red dot, 6-day looking for the red dot, and your weekly also looking for the red dot. So just mixed signal central, right? But we know the key levels on Ethereum, guys. We are simply not going to be looking for more upside until we break this level here at 2146, and we're not looking for more downside until we break this. I'm actually going to get rid of this fib here. Actually, where's this fib pulled from? Yeah, I'll get rid of this fib. Not expecting more downside on Ethereum until we break that value area high / naked daily point of control, which is now tapped, I believe, or maybe we front ran it, at about 1925, right? So essentially, I'm going to be looking for this to get respected. Not expecting more downside till you get stuck under this level here. That's where you see downside. And then not until we break this level would I expect more upside, right? And then again, pulling up her VPVR, zooming out here, come up to a higher time frame, zoom out even more. Let me go ahead, hide this, come over here. We'll come to the daily. One more thing I want to point out here is within this gray box here, guys, you can see there is a lapse in volume here, right? And it's kind of hard to look at on such a high time frame like the daily, but it is. There we go, right? There is a pretty big fall off in volume, right? So this is going to be a key level, but if we break above this level, chances are you could see that second level here at 2350 very quickly, right? That's why this is a key level of resistance. You break above it, probably going to go higher. Not based off volume profiles, but just simply based off your volume gap, right? So, price is attracted to these high volume nodes, right? So bing bong, you break above here. Where is the next high volume node is right here, right? So you're going to be like, oh God, where should I go? I don't have a home. If it doesn't get sucked back down to this high volume node, chances are it's going to be looking for a home up here and be like, oh my God, where do I go? Bing bong, right there. That's your high volume node. So that's what I'd be looking at on Ethereum, guys. Other than that, just about as confusing looking or mixed signal looking as Bitcoin. And it's probably going to be, pretty mixed signals. But again, just trying to see through the murkiness in the water by looking at the key levels, guys. Letting those key levels be our guide into what we should do. We're not trying to front run anything without the proper information, right? All right. Let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's take a look at our next altcoin, which is going to be HBAR. How are we doing on time? Let's see. Shout out to Wick's wife, Fine89. Shout out to Wick's wife says, Wick's over here trying to explain the charts to me, but I'm in chat, hoping to just soak it up all organically. Shout out to Wick's wife. Too funny. You guys crack me up. All right, let's see. Alpha Vision said, thanks, bro. Man of your word. Alpha Vision's the one who asked for H-bar. And of course, bro, I am always a man of my word, even though some people like to lie about me and say I'm not. But we just ignore those people because they're lying. But anyway, yeah, shout out to you, bro. I always try to look at it. I mean, obviously, a lot of times I'll forget, but I'll never just intentionally, if I say I'm going to look at it, again, maybe I'll forget, but I'm definitely not going to purposefully just not do it. But here we are, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on. So we got to move up to our value area high right here at about 0.06924, right? Front ran it just slightly. That is your value area high. Got the rejection as you would expect. But we are approaching some support. Now, this is the 2-day time frame. Got a bearish divergence there, marked out by Lux Algo. If you guys want to sign up for Lux Algo, you guys don't forget they are a sponsor of the channel, and we got this fancy little overlay here. You guys can check out the description down below if you guys want a discount on Lux Algo. Obviously, I am only using a very small portion of the indicator here. But this is kind of one of my major layouts that I like to use on Lux Algo because I like to have a clean chart, right? I don't like having a million different things. And that's what's cool about Lux Algo is they have a bazillion different settings that you could turn on and off. But anyway, looking at price within this volume profile, guys, we got the big move up. We are starting to get a correction. And taking a look at the daily, I want to take a look at actually, no, let's go back here. Take a look at the daily, right? Coming into that daily smart trail, I want to check the 4-hour as well because you can see the 4-hour does tell you a slightly different story. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull another volume profile right here. Yeah, so locally, guys, we are coming into some local support. Now, what I would kind of look for here potentially is a slip of the lows here before a potential bounce back to the upside. I would not be looking for a short here I wouldn't be just like blindly looking for a short here, right? Because locally you're at support. What do we do at those value area lows? You want to be looking for longs, not shorts. And you can see your 4-hour smart trail coming in pretty close confluence with your value area high. Now, there is no guarantee that we are definitely going to get back down to this level, but look at this confluence, guys. On your 4-hour, if this is an if this then that statement, there's no guarantees. I'm not saying when we come up, but if we are lucky enough to get a bounce here and you're lucky enough to come up back to the high of this local volume profile, this would be the area I'd be looking for a rejection, right? Number one, you have a 786 golden pocket Fibonacci retracement from this move up all the way to the move down, right? Let me get that purple box back. No? Purple box. There we go. But if we want, because again, right, you're at the value area low. Even if we deviate here, potentially you could look for if you get a long confirmation, you could look for a move back up to the high of the range. If you come test that value area high, start deviating above that value area high, not only would you be pushing into the golden pocket 786, but assuming that the smart trail is still within this area, this makes it a very high likelihood area to get a rejection from. So we could come up potentially and get a we've already come up and tapped that golden pocket. It's kind of hard to say, really, should you be pulling the fib from here? Probably. But yeah, I don't know if you're going to get lucky enough to get that move all the way back up there. But if you were, and there goes the camera. There goes the camera, guys. I forgot to turn the fan on. Sorry. It's my first day back, guys. This is a new job. This is my new job, guys. I don't know what I'm doing yet. But anyway, I'll fix that in a second. But if you guys, if we are able to get a bounce here, right? Simply put, we look for longs at the value area low, right? Longs at the lows, shorts at the highs, longs at the lows, shorts at the highs, longs at the lows, shorts at the highs, etc., right? Like, could we get the move back up? If we get the move back up here, that's that major level, because not only is the value area high there, you also have the smart trail and the golden pocket 786 retracement. That would be the next level I'd be looking at to potentially get into a short position for a bigger move down. Now, are we likely to get that bigger move down? Kind of hard to say, right? Again, things are pretty confusing. With money flow coming out on the 16-hour and the 12-hour, I think at some point it is going to be likely. But as these VWAPs come up, that might be where you get the bounce back to the upside. And here's the thing, right? With this money flow coming out, guys, this would indicate that price is probably going to come deeper down, right? And at some point, right? So are we going to get a push up and then a move down? Who knows? But as this money flow comes out, this kind of makes me on top of that, not only is money flow coming out, but you have the confirmed divergences here, right? Which oftentimes with money flow coming out marks a significant high or low, depending on which way you're looking at it. But this could indicate that this could be a significant top. And even if we do get a bounce back to the upside, we may just be getting another rejection to start that trend to the downside. And then as that trend starts, that's where you will likely see the money flow cross into the red on these higher hourly time frames. So with that being said, I'm actually going to go ahead and, while we're not using this camera right now, I'm just going to go ahead and hide it real quick so you guys can see the whole screen in all of its glory. But that's kind of what I would look for on H-bar here, right? Like just in general, is that 2-day VWAP? Yeah. Look at very similar to Bitcoin. Everything looks very similar to Bitcoin for the most part, right? So again, like, are we going to get another push up here? I'd look for rejections here. If you push above this level, I'd look for further upside. But if we come up into this box, that's where I'd look for the rejection. And there's H-bar. That's what we're looking at, guys. Shout out to, I keep forgetting who it was. Who was it? Oh my God. I forgot again. I'm a horrible person. God, shout out. I might be a man of my word, but I am not a man of names. But shout out to you guys. Alpha Vision. Shout out to Alpha Vision. Thank you for requesting H-bar. Now let's go ahead and take a look at GMT. Let's see. Tether US on Binance. There it is, Alpha Vision. I remembered. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. All right, let's see. He always shuts off the camera when eating pasta. Well, what the shit? Shout out to Mark Dutch. I'm just like scarfing down, pasta. Shout out to Mark Dutch. But anyway, let's take a look at GMT here. And let's go ahead and see. What is this? Oh, that was a... interesting. Wow, this is old, man. That is old. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm just going to clear the chart here. Not that there was a lot on it. But... let's take a look here at the weekly. Yeah, VWAP rolling over on the weekly. Now, money flow continuing to come up here, right? Now, that is obviously going to be more of a bullish sign, right, in the long term. Money flow kind of coming up. Nothing really aggressive. But, on a lot of these higher time frames, a lot of these coins have money flow coming up. So even if we get a pull back here, which I think would be likely, right, nothing goes up forever. Tony D is fired. Tony D is fired. I'm just kidding. I love Tony D. I can't fire him. He literally does way too important. He does way too much stuff for me to fire him. And I would just never do that. But anyway, continuing on here, right? Money flow coming up, right? So in the long term, guys, like this is likely going to be like, look at any of the other altcoins in past cycles, right? Let's come to, this is going to be hard, right? So 2021 bull run right about here, right? This is Litecoin. And what happened here, right? 2018, right? This was a bear market, right? 2017 bull market, 2018 bear market. Money flow crossed over on the 3-day, right? This is not the weekly. This is the 3-day. Take a look at the, we'll stay on the 3-day, right? Money flow crossed over into the green on your 3-day. We got a bigger move up, right? Money flow came back into the red, crossover into the green again. Big parabolic bull run, right? So not saying that we're just going to go up and to the right here on GMT just because of that, but, very, very, we already got a big move up and we haven't even crossed into the green. So for that reason, I am bullish in the long term, right? Because expecting these money flow crossovers into the green to happen. But likely we are going to cool off in the meantime. Now, we've already gotten a little bit of a pullback here, right? We've already gotten a bit of a pullback. VWAP rolling back over on the daily. So let's go ahead and see what we are kind of testing here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up our, we're going to pull up our naked points of control. Well, look what happened here, guys. What happened? Why are we rejecting here? Simply put, bunch of daily naked points of control, right? Come into bar replay mode here. I mean, you can't make it up. These daily naked points of control, if you are looking at these levels, they are high likelihood reactions, right? So this is obviously, especially if you can get like confluence with like some kind of a golden pocket or something. I don't know if it's going to be off this high, but let's see. Go all the way to the low. Let's see if we can pull any... Yeah, so right here, from this significant swing to the low, you have a golden pocket right in all these naked daily points of control, and then the 786 is right here on a secondary area where we have more naked points of control, right? So in my opinion, right, like if I'm looking at this chart, right, I'm just looking at this like a lot of resistance in here, right? These naked points of control are very, very highly respected. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Tony D. I will show that in a second. Shout out to Tony D for the super chat. He said, welcome to the Frankie Candles stream where equipment fails daily, but one thing never fails, and that's the sauce. Come learn with the Mafia. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you. And, yeah, we're here dishing out the sauce. Just dipping our wooden spoon in that jar of sauce. Shout out to MTC. She knows all about the sauce. And we're just flicking that wooden spoon, just splashing the sauce on you guys, as we do every single weekday, right? So as we get that push up into this level, this will be the high likelihood of reversal. And what happens? You get the strong rejection right at that level. Now, this isn't a class on MPOCs. I just want to show you, like, what happened. You fill these MPOCs, big move to the downside, right? So that's how you can kind of, we talk about these naked points of control all the time, and this is why, right? They're typically very, very big areas to look for rejections. That's why we're looking at all those naked points of control on Bitcoin. Right? That's why we have these naked points of control up here on Bitcoin, right? Well, they're not up there right now, but they will be in a second right here. So again, like, you know, you have those naked points of control, right? That might be where you get the big move down or the big move down, right? So anyway, let's continue back on to GMT, right? So we've rejected those naked daily points of control, and really, to be quite honest with you guys, this is kind of hard. This is kind of hard because, let's see. Yeah, previous value area down here. I mean, you could look at this. I would probably watch these levels right here, right? Make this neutral, right? So you have not an untapped value area, but a previous value area from back here, which did get respected, and then we broke out. We may want to come back and retest this area, right? And especially if you have some kind of confluence on a golden pocket, etc., which you do, not only on the value area high, but also the value area low. So these are going to be significant levels to watch. So go ahead, golden pocket right here. Bada boom, shorts. And then your 786 value area low is coming in right here, right? So if you come, oh, actually, I would turn these blue, right, for support. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So if I were looking to get into a potential long position on GMT, now I'm not saying that's a good or bad decision, but I would rather to come down to one of these key levels, right? Your golden pocket, value area high confluence. This would be a decent place to look for a bounce, in my opinion. And then if you wind up losing that golden pocket, going to be very likely, in my opinion, to come back down and test the value area low of this range, which, in my opinion, you know, I don't know if you're going to be guaranteed to get a move down to this value area low, but if you do, this would be a higher likelihood long area for me, right? I'd rather look for longs down here rather than at the value area high, but you could easily get a bounce off that level. So these are the key levels I'd be looking at on GMT. And other than that, let's check that 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, again, like, let's pull up Market Cipher real quick. So money flow coming out, looking to potentially start these downtrends, right? And, you know, if you are looking for a retracement, in my opinion, guys, if we do get bounces here and we are going to see a bigger correction come in, I mean, again, smart trail, golden pocket 786, confluence right here. So if you get a move up, I would potentially be looking for a short. Whoops. I would potentially be looking for shorts up at this level, right? Bada boom, right? But if you come down, these are the areas I would look to long. And there you go. Simply put, if this, then that statements, guys. If you come up here, you look for the short. If you come down here, you look for the long. If you come down here, get below the level, can't get back above, then you wait for the bottom of the range to come in. And then you look for a long, right? It's all about if this, then that statements. Because if we come up here and we get above the 786, you don't look for the long, right? So it's an if this, then that statement, always. It is not. Trading is a game of trapping, not a game of hunting. I say that all the time. All right, let's see. Shout out to Wick. Said Frankie putting out so much heat, the camera can't handle filming him. Shout out to Wick, 589. Shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you. I just pointed to the camera. I just pointed at the camera with the mouse. The camera's right above, right here. So I pointed at you, Wick. Hi, I see you, buddy. Anyway, shout out to Wick. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, I don't know if, thanks for the GMT sauce, Frankie. No problem. Everybody smile. I got you, my brother. I don't know. Do I give too much sauce maybe on these live streams? I don't know. We just gave that like little, you know, it wasn't a full strategy, but that little scalping strategy with those liquidation divergences, it's kind of a saucy thing there. Yeah, we give a lot of people charge for this. But all right, let's see. Tyler, one more alt. Frankie. Frankie can't cover another alt without hitting it on the wheel. Shout out to Wick. All right, let's see. Let's continue on here. What do we got next? We got ApeCoin. We have not looked at ApeCoin in quite some time. Let's check it out. Okay, it's following right along our line. I love it. I absolutely love this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd be looking at much different. Like, I don't know if I'd be looking at anything too different here, right? And I'm just going to clean up the chart here. I mean, yeah, I don't remember the last time we looked at this. It's probably a pretty long time ago. I'm not saying that we're following the line exactly, but it does look like that. But what happened here? What really happened here? Let's see. This golden pocket from that high to the low. Yeah, I mean, we got resistance at the golden pocket, as you would expect, right? And let's see. Let's pull up the daily here. I mean, I would say all these key levels, other than the, like if we continue up here, if you get another daily green dot here very soon, right? You get that green dot and you get another push to the upside, next key level, they all remain the same. So, excuse me. I would probably, I mean, all these levels, this is your next key level still, right? You got the reaction at the golden pocket that you would expect, almost a beautiful swing failure pattern on that actual 618. But if you continue up, what I would kind of look for here is if you break above that golden pocket, like very likely that you test that 786 value area low confluence right here between about $1.93 and $1.88. So that's kind of what I would look for. You start flipping that to support. I'm actually going to make this a bigger range of resistance, right? Because you have your 786, your POC, and your value area low, right? So this is going to be kind of like a bigger area or bigger zone of resistance, right? So you get another push up. That's your next key level of resistance. You get above that POC, I'd be looking up towards that value area high. Simply put, not going to overcomplicate ApeCoin. That's what I'd be looking at. VWAP on your daily is rolling back up. 16 and 12 hour looking for green dots. So you may want to go for that 786 potentially. But again, in the grand scheme of things, money flow, a lot of green dots looking to print here. So chances of coming up locally may be somewhat high. 5-hour green dot printing, 4-hour green dot confirmed, money flow coming out. Yeah, so I don't know if I'd be looking for like massive moves up on ApeCoin, but if you get a push to the upside, guys, definitely going to be your key level of resistance sitting right here. And then again, if you get above that level, going to be looking higher up towards your value area high. Other than that, simply put, you're also likely testing a previous value area high. Where to pull this from is the question. Yeah, right there, right? Previous value area high, come down, test it as support, could get the move up. And then the local green dots would make it more likely. Now, I don't know if you're definitely going to go for that. I don't think you go for that 786 until you get the daily green dot, right? So I'm not saying you're going to the 786 right now. More likely, you're going to go to more of a local retracement level, right? So more likely you're going to come back up into this golden pocket 786, which is in confluence with that original golden pocket, right? And then pull up Lux Algo, see if you have that 4-hour smart trail coming in that same area. We'll see if it's confluent. It's okay. No. So yeah, 4-hour on Lux Algo as well. Starting to get that bounce on that smart trail. Again, there's no guarantee, guys. There's no indicator, right? Like there's nothing in the world that's going to give you like the most, guaranteed signals. Like I don't want anyone thinking that like as every single time you come down here, you're guaranteed to get a push up, right? But again, when it's confluent with golden pockets, etc., which this one is, right? We got to push in here. You could get the bounce, right? And then you could see 4-hour bearish divergence. I mean, this was a nice setup. I wish I don't really trade Ape too much, but pretty nice move here, right? Obvious higher highs on your price action. Lux Algo letting you know that divergence is there with the reversal signal, and then boom, you get the push down. And then where would you be looking to get some support? Right on that smart trail, right? So that is kind of, and I want to be clear, guys. We look at, I just want to be clear, right? Whether you're looking at divergences on an RSI, a MACD. I don't recommend looking at the MACD, by the way. But whether you're looking at an RSI, Market Cipher, Lux Algo, whatever you're looking at, it's the same thing, right? Like if you're looking for a regular bearish divergence, it's the same thing. Higher highs on your price action with the lower highs on your oscillator. All you're looking for is a discrepancy between your oscillator and your price action, right? Showing that price is going up, but momentum or money flow, etc., is coming down, right? You're just looking for divergence. You're looking for two things going the opposite way, right? That's what divergence means. So there you go. But that's what I'd be looking at on ApeCoin. Plain and simple. There you go. All right, let's see. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Let's see. Gala, shout out to Thesis himself. Shout out to Gala. Let's go ahead and take a look. We haven't, well, there we go. All right, well, yeah, guys, I don't know. I'm just going to have the volume profiles do my job for me. I'm going to turn this fan on, guys. I'm going to try to get this camera started back up real quick. Bear with me. I'm hitting buttons. I'm touching stuff, guys. All right. Oh, God, that fan does not sound good, guys. Fan does not sound good. All right, let's go ahead and see. Did it work? Let's see. Let's see. Come on. Oh, there we are, baby. Let's go. Bing bong. Shout out to Creighton C. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat, bro. You're crazy with the super chats right now. Shout out to Creighton says, at the rate Dave is going, I have expect to see his hand on screen in a couple of weeks and Mrs. Candles in chat cracking jokes and trying to get rid of him. Shout out to Creighton C. Yeah, Dave Digital trying to take over Mrs. Candles' throne as the official hand of the Candle Mafia. But here we go, guys. Simply put, let's take a look at this, guys, because this is, I don't know what we're going to do with this stuff, guys. I mean, between the volume profiles and the indicators that we look at, now, I want to be very clear, guys. Simply put, what are we looking at here? And even if, let me go ahead, I'm going to turn off the price actions concepts just to clear up the candles here a little bit. What are we looking at here, guys? Simply put, we got to move into an old volume profile, right? Let me go ahead and get these, yeah. So we get a move into our old volume profile. I'm actually going to get rid of these levels because I don't remember exactly what they were, right? But we get a move into the old volume profile. We get a move to the high, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low. Deviation accepted back into the volume profile, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low. Both bounce off the smart trail, back to the high, deviation above the high. Why would you be looking for a short here? Many reasons. Number one, you're above your volume profile. This is an overbought asset, right? Overvalued, right? Fair price has been within this range. Now you're outside of that range. This is overvalued. You're looking for a return back into the fair value and potentially back down to the bottom of the range, which is creepily close to the POC as well, right? Making it even more likely to get sucked down there. Now, obviously, we are hitting off of this smart trail, right? Getting a little bit of support and likely, guys, I don't know. I got to talk to Sean from LuxAlgo. Shout out to Sean from LuxAlgo. Like, I don't know if these smart trails are based off Fibonacci levels or if they are like based off a moving average. I don't know exactly how these smart trails are calculated, but very, very often they're in confluence with the golden pocket. And you don't like sometimes I don't even pull the golden pocket because if I look at the price action, I can just be like, I could tell the golden pocket's going to be there, right? I still will normally pull it to see, but oftentimes it is right there. And I mean, if you were to use this secret indicator right here that has nothing to do with Frankie Candles at all, sometimes you can get, I mean, maybe there's even free indicators out there that could auto-populate, that could potentially auto-populate fibs. I don't know. Let's, should we check it out again? Let me just check it one more time. Was that right? Pulled it. Oh, yeah. Okay, golden pocket right here. Okay, interesting. Change it to short term. Well, look at that. Auto-populating fibs. Oh, sauce can. Interesting. Anyway, I do just want to talk about this really quickly, guys, because there is a lot of reasons why you should have been looking for a short up here. Now, number one, simply put, you're above your volume profile. Number two, you have multiple drives of bearish divergence, higher highs on your price action, into your key level of resistance, into your key level of resistance. You break those highs, put in another higher high. You have your bearish divergence here, at least on the 6 hour you have it. Take a look at your 4 hour. You have bearish divergences here. Wasn't detected on the indicator. No big deal. But again, higher highs on your price action, whether you're looking at LuxAlgo, Market Cipher, RSI, no matter what you're looking at, those bearish divergences are there. So you come up to the high of the range, the value area high, which is where you're already looking for shorts. As you deviate, you get the bearish divergences. Money flow is also coming out. 4 hour money flow also coming out. Now you're accepted back into your range. Until we get back above this value area high, guys, we could potentially, as long as we get a back below this smart trail, we need that smart trail to flip. But you start, I mean, more likely than not, just based off the volume profile here, guys, until we get, unless we get back above this value area high, we are going to be looking for a move back down to the value area low, POC, getting closer to that 0.02353 or 0.02311, right? So those are the levels that we're looking at. So there you go. And then locally, you're probably going to bing bong around, right? 4-hour green dot looking to print, could retrace. But again, until you get over that value area high, I would not be expecting much more higher prices for Gala. And then on the higher time frames, money flow looking saucy. You do have a 2-day bearish divergence printing here, right? Yeah, higher highs on your price action into that key level. Your matrix oscillator is coming down on top of your market cipher B, giving you that, not the prettiest bearish divergence, but it is there. Take a look at the daily. Daily bear div also confirmed, right? So again, we could get local bounces to the upside, but again, based off these daily bear divs with money flow coming out on a lot of these time frames, could be starting that downtrend. So key level support going to be right here. Bada boom on Gala. Shout out to Thesis himself. Bada boom. Bada bing, right? These 2 blue boxes. So if you want to screenshot those levels, right there. 2 blue boxes. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Let's see. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay. Let's see. Engine. Let's check out ENJ. It's gonna be the last one. How long have we been going for, guys? I've kind of been ignoring the clock here. I'm not gonna sit here and count the minutes when I missed a bunch of streams, right? I don't care if we go over, guys. You guys know I like my short streams, though. You know that. All right, taking a look at the daily. Red dot printing. Okay, a little bit more bearish. Money flow. Yeah, I wouldn't take anything away from that money flow. Kind of ugly. Let's see. 12-hour money flow. Yeah, I don't know, guys. You got the bearish divergence of money flow coming out. Money flow indicates a longer-term trend, guys. It's 16-hour money flow also coming to the downside. Daily red dot printing. 2-day red dot looking to print. I wouldn't be... Oh, God, man. 6-day, higher time frames looking like they may want to cool off. Lower time frames, 4-hour money flow on the way out, looking for the green dot. I would look for some bing bong in action here, guys, to be quite honest with you. 1-hour money flow in the red, 45-minute money flow. Yeah, I think you kind of bing bong around here a little bit, to be quite frank with you. No pun intended. But let's see here. Yeah, these are the levels I would take. Right? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Screw it, right? I think we're close enough here to just use this publicly now. Bada boom. Okay, so, yeah. I don't know. There are still tweaks being made to this, guys, so I don't know if I really want to show it all just now. But anyway, these are the levels I'd be looking at. The reason I wanted to show that, guys, if you didn't know, if I didn't tease this enough, we've been going back and forth to just trying to tweak very, very slight things on this indicator right here. Has my name in it and Luxalgo's name in it. I don't know why. But we are working on this, guys. This is coming very, 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 very soon. So stay tuned for that. I do like to tease it once in a while, but the reason I wanted to show it, guys, because there is an auto-populating golden pocket. Because as you know, when we look at these volume profiles, typically what I like to do is get a move, look at the volume profile, pull from the high to the low to get those Fibonacci levels. But what if I told you there was a volume profile that you could use potentially for completely free? That could just pull your range, get your auto-populated Fibonacci levels, so you don't have to keep pulling your fibs left and right. Super easy. Maybe there's some extra things as sauce can signals. I don't know. It could be extra cool things in there. But, right here is kind of what I look for, right? Pull from the high to the low. You get a move from the value area low, deviate from the high, get your full 786 retracement back in, bearish rejection on that value area high. And at this point, simply put, I would not be looking really, I wouldn't even really be looking at that fib anymore. What I would be looking at is this Fibonacci level right here, right? If we do get a significant bounce to the upside, I would be looking between the value area high and the 786, between 0.2961 and 0.3061. If we get a retracement to the upside, which wouldn't be impossible based off this 12-hour green dot looking to print, on top of your 4 and 5-hour green dots looking to print here, we could get a push up locally, right? And then if we push up into that value area high and we start testing these golden pocket 786 value area high confluence right here, this could be an area to look for a short entry, right? Because if we get back into the range or we're unable to get out of this range and flip that 786 to support, chances are we're going to get a rejection down to the POC and potentially even the value area low. So that's what I'd be looking at, right? Money flow coming out on some of these key time frames. 4-hour money flow, 2-hour money flow. What's the 1-hour looking like? Bing bonging around, 45-minute. Bing bonging around, 1 hour. Yeah, VWAP coming down. So yeah, I would look for a potential retracement. If you get that 4-hour green dot, I'd look for a push up into these levels to potentially look for a rejection or a short entry to potentially ride down to your POC and your value area low of the range. Simply put, that's what I'd look for. And I just want to check real quick. Yeah, once again, guys, 4-hour Lux Algo Smart Trail right here. Beautiful rejection. Back to the downside. Now I've talked about this many times. There are other ways to use this. I'm not just simply looking at this as just support and resistance. You could totally do that. But what I like to do, guys, is I like to use that smart trail like a really nice like scalp entry that I like to like a way that I like to look at entries into scalp positions. I'll try to find it. I'm just going to cherry pick an area where it worked. Obviously, it's not going to work 100% of the time, but I just want to find like a clear example of what I like to look for. And like this is a beautiful example right here, right? Oftentimes, what are you looking at here, right? These blue and purple candles, the change in color on these candles, guys, signifies bullish or bearish trend, right? Essentially, right? So you can see we have purple candles as we got a bearish change of character, right? We went from bullish to bearish. The Lux Algo Smart Trail turns red or purple, and your candlesticks turn purple, letting you know a bearish trend may be starting, right? And then what happened? We got a big move up, changed character again to bullish, and then this is where I like to use the smart trail and the candle colors. And I talk about this a lot, right? And especially oftentimes when you get a break of structure or a change of character, you're looking for a retracement into a key level, oftentimes a Fibonacci level if you're not using Lux Algo. And then that's where you want to look for your entry, and then you look for those breaks of structure to continue the move to the upside, right? Now, if you get a bullish change of character, as you can see right here, right? Candles turn green. Now I'm saying, hey, now I'm in long mode, right? Like I'm looking for longs, right? At least in the context of the 5-minute chart right here, right? So candles turn blue, bullish change of character. We may be starting an uptrend. This is where I'm looking for a long entry, but I'm not going to enter on the move to the upside, right? Because you don't want to long the top, right? That's dumb. You want to wait for the pullback and enter on a higher low. And where is that higher low likely to come in? Well, either the smart trail or a Fibonacci golden pocket 786. So you start pulling those fibs. You know, you got a, you got a fib right here. And then if you pull the more local fib right here, you could see that was in perfect confluence with that smart trail. And then that could be a potential higher low to enter your trade. And then what happens? Bing bong, you get the big move up, right? Or a bigger move up. This is a 5-minute time frame. It's not that savage of a move, about 4%. Still very profitable, right? And then what happens? You cool off, right back to the smart trail, continuation to the upside, right? And then eventually you break the smart trail, you come back up, test it as resistance, you break, change your character again. Now you're in bearish structure, right? And so on and so forth. But I know I've been bringing up the smart trail more often. I just don't want people to just blindly be like, just like you don't blindly short or long support and resistance, you don't want to do that on the smart trails either, right? There's obviously more analysis that goes into this stuff, and I show you guys how to do it right here. Getting support on that 5-minute smart trail and getting the bounce right here, right? It's a perfect example, right? Like if we saw this earlier, we could have obviously done more analysis to confirm if it was a good position or not, but what happened? Bullish change of character, candles turn green, now I'm looking for longs, looking for the smart trail test. Is it in confluence with the golden pocket? I would guess probably. Bada boom, there you go. Comes down, taps the golden pocket, and now you get the move up. Nice little scalping strategy here. But anyway, obviously there would be more to that, right? Continuing up. Let's see, is Bitcoin pushing? No, Bitcoin just super, oh no, this is a 5-minute. Let's see. Yeah, Bitcoin, boring. Anyway, guys, I think that is all. Was that our last altcoin? Yeah, ENJ. Was that ENJ? I think it was. Yeah, that's our last altcoin for tonight. Got a nice little bounce live there. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Let's see. Dogecoin. Let's see. We got a couple minutes. We'll take a look at Dogecoin real quick. Shout out to Influencers Point. Shout out to you, bro. Good to see you in here. Let's see. Okay, Dogecoin, get a little pop ski here. Take a look at that 4-hour green dot probably. No, not even 1 hour. Oh, green dot. Looking for the green dot on the 1 hour here for Dogecoin. Let's come on up to, let's come to the daily. Shout out to Altcoin Corey. Said, hit that like, D-Gens. Oh my God, I didn't push the likes once today. Guys, smash up that like button. Last minute likes. Get them in right now. 550 likes. 550 likes on tonight's live stream. And who's the lucky winner? Who's it going to be? If we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, I was going to say I'll give a random person, pick a random person to get them in the premium Discord, but I think Cryptic Sniper is already in there. The next chat to come in after I say go, if we get 550, that person gets in the premium Discord for 1 month. And go. Next chat. V-Slim. Shout out to V-Slim. Shout out to you, bro. 550 likes. V-Slim gets a free month of premium Discord because I feel like it. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Yo, too funny. You guys are too funny. Let's see. I'll be honest. I don't think we're going to hit 550 tonight. But, yeah, V-Slim, you were just the one that maybe we're going to do like fun giveaways like that are just like on the spot. Like if this happens right now, Dave Digital comes to Atlanta and hangs out with me. Even if he doesn't want to, we're going to force him on the plane to come hang out with us. Shout out to Dave. All right, let's go ahead and continue on and see what we got going on here, right? Okay, yeah, Dogecoin, man. Dogecoin. Still, everybody's like, oh my God, I missed the bottom. Like, guys, if you think Dogecoin will break its all-time high, this is still the bottom for Dogecoin. If you think the bottom is in and you are afraid to long-term dollar cost average into Dogecoin because don't get me wrong, guys. This is a significant move, right? Like, you don't necessarily, I'm not saying that you should buy the top of pumps, right? 55% move. Could you wait for a bigger correction to buy cheaper? Probably, right? But if I were DCAing in on Doge, which I don't think I am, I would not be worried. I would not be turning off my DCA bot down here, right? I'm happy buying down here. I'm happy buying up here. I'm happy buying here, right? And then in general, your average buy-in cost will be somewhere in the middle, right? And then in the grand scheme of things, if you think Dogecoin's going to break its all-time high, you're basically buying the bottom here, right? So just keep that in mind. So Dogecoin on the higher time frames, looking at the daily, I'll be honest, the analysis remains exactly the same. We have the low volume gap here, right? This arrow is still the same, right? Low volume gap between these two volume profiles. You have a profile up here, profile down here, big old gap in the middle, right? So, yeah, that's what I'd look for, right? If we break this level, chances are you're going to get a pretty quick move up to your value area low at 13 cents. Very similar to what happened right here. Now, was there news to move the price up? I don't remember, but probably. But it doesn't matter because we would have expected the quick move up just based off the volume gap. You could see it right here on the fixed range volume profile. Big fall off in volume. We've ranged around in here where all our high volume nodes are, and then there's a big gap here. You break this level, quick move up to your other profile, right? So I'd be looking for the exact same thing. Nothing has really changed on Dogecoin, right? So 16-hour, red dot looking to print, no bearish divergence printing right here, although you do have bearish divergence continuing right here, but this is likely going to be a lower high, in my opinion, right? Money flow coming out, 8-hour. Yeah, like if this is a golden pocket, like let's see. 4-hour smart trail. Whoo, baby, it just flipped bullish. But looking at your, let me go ahead and pull this fib real quick. Ugh, I just missed that. Boom, right? Yeah, this could be the lower high. This could be a lower high. 8-hour red dot printing in all of its glory right here. Is that 30-minute money flow crossing over into the red? It is. So I would look, right? I'm not saying short Doge right now. And even if I did, you shouldn't just blindly follow that. But if, I would look for a potential move down here. It is somewhat likely that this could be a lower high. Now, I would be cautious of a potential push. We never tap that 786, so you could come up tap that 786. However, with that 8-hour red dot, money flow coming out, we could potentially see a continuation to the downside. Where would I be looking for support? Well, yeah, I mean, you're also at your value area high, right? Locally, right? Low deviation respected. High was respected. Low deviation respected. High was respected. Big deviation. Back in. Bearish retest. I mean, these levels are respected, right? So even if we push up out of this volume profile again, you could still put another lower high in on that 786 if you don't come down from where we are right now. And in my opinion, with the way money flow looks, with the 8-hour red dot, 30-minute money flow coming out, we could easily, whether we push up again or not into the 786 is another thing. But I do think whether the lower high comes in here, right? Whether the lower high comes in here or here, chances are, unless we get some kind of big pump, we could get sucked back into this volume profile targeting that POC at 0.07838. And that value area low coming in at 0.07410. So there you go. Shout out to, I forget who asked for it, but shout out to whoever came in here and said, Dogecoin. Shout out to you, bro. We got you. Last minute altcoin. No problemo. But guys, with all that being said, I think that is actually I think that is actually all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Let's go ahead and pull up that wheel of pain and pleasure. Did we get 550 likes? Or should I just say, is V-Slim now in the premium Discord? Let me know. And if you have not smashed that like button, go ahead and do it. And yeah, we'll see. All right, let's see. I can't believe I went months never winning anything, then winning a hat and a koozie. Shout out to Wick589. Bro, you deserve it. You've been here for so long. You deserve 5 hats and 5 koozies. And actually, speaking of the hats, guys, if you go ahead and check out FrankieCandlesTrading.com real quick. I know a lot of people love these hats. And you guys, if you want to get your hands on these hats, to be honest, I'm kind of proud. I'm proud that Tony was able to get these hats down to such a, what do you call it? Such an affordable price because these hats are high quality. They're Richardson 112s. These are name brand hats that we not embroider. We put these genuine leather patches on ourselves, but we sell them normally for $34.99, and right now they are $30. I believe those are the right prices. So we are doing the Cyber Monday. Maybe there's a better deal, guys. I don't even know. Tony D does the deals, guys. So maybe it's gonna maybe we got yeah, there we go. Okay, so these are all the Cyber Monday deals. Frankie Candles hats, 20% off. I assume that price was correct. And then, Tony, let me know, are these Black Friday deals on High Block and Lux Algo still going on? If they are, and TradingView as well. I don't know if this is still going on. But yeah, if you guys want to check out any of the deals, go to frankcandles.com. Everything's in one place. All the indicators we use, all the exchanges, as well as the hats if you want to get them. I get the emails when people order. People are eating these hats up, and I think there is low stock. I got a notification that there was only 3 hats of one of the colors. I don't know which one. But if you guys are interested, check out frankiecandles.com. It is all here in all of its glory. Let's go ahead and spin that dang wheel. Shout out to the Candle Mafia. Let's see. Time for a hat. Shout out to Creighton C. Let's go, baby. Let's see. They are bomb. You were supposed to bring me one on the cruise. Wait, shout out to Luke. Luke. Wait, did we not bring hats on the cruise? No way. Wait, hang on. We gave away a ton of hats on the cruise, and there weren't like that many people on the cruise. I'm surprised you didn't get one, bro. Shout out to Luke. Well, bro, if you ever come to a meetup, you gotta let me know. We gotta get you that hat, bro. Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, tried to make a list for Santa, but the merch gone. Shout out to Dave Digital. Wait, out of stock? Dave, did you buy the store out of stock? Shout out to Dave Digital. The merch is gone. Oh, he said, not sure about Lux, but High Block, yes. Hats are $24 with the code, guys. So, yeah. So, code Cyber 2023 for $24 hats. I'm surprised. Yeah, I think we break even on that. Almost. Because these are, yeah, that's pretty cheap. Let's go. Shout out to Tony. Getting those deals to the Mafia. We give them away for free, and we break even on the ones that we sell. We don't care. We just want people to have the dang hats. They're cool. All right, let's see. Mark Dutch says, the wheel of scams. Oh, God, Mark. Yeah, you couldn't have said that at a better time. Totally rugged on that giveaway. Is this actually... Yeah, what is this wheel of scams? Are we going to have to come back strong? Am I going to have to overwrite this wheel, guys? Okay. All right, so what do we get? How many likes did we get? We got 300 and something. Let's see, 382, almost 400. We got 6 spins. We doubled the likes. So we got 2 giveaways out of 6 spins. Not the best hit rate, guys, if I'm being completely honest with you. But that's okay. We spin that wheel every single weekday, guys. Let's see. Do you send to the UK? Shout out to Wayne C. I think we ship anywhere. Shout out, ask Tony D will confirm that or deny that in the chat. Let's see. Shout out to Elite Ways. Shout out to you. Good to see you. Says, I got a feeling I'll be receiving my hat, /sweater really soon at Tony D. Shout out to Tony. But yeah, Savage Straight says Riggs. Yeah. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bing. Oh, I forgot to hit that like button. Shout out to Wick. Oh, pushed us even closer to 400 likes. That wheel can't be any more scammy than the current Bitcoin price action. Shout out to Mystic Ruin. I would have to agree with you. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's 2 nopes and 3 giveaways. Like, you would think, Like, surely we can't just have one nope, right? That would just be giveaway. Or can we? I don't know. But guys, shout out to De Niro, said Frankie Undies coming soon. Yes, and they will be coming with their own built-in, not only fibs, but their own built-in golden pockets that you can keep your secret stuff in your underwear pocket. But anyway, guys, with all that being said, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys, especially the ones who stick around till the end of the stream. It's all the time we got for tonight. I will be live tomorrow. So here's the thing, guys. Tomorrow, we're actually, I may do a premiere tomorrow. I have something I have to do tomorrow, which is completely unrelated and has been planned for a long time. It has nothing to do with me being sick or just canceling a random stream. I've had this plan for a very long time. I got to go somewhere, but tomorrow there will be content. We'll either do a market update, a premiere, or some kind of information to get you guys that altcoin and Bitcoin TA, whether I'm live or not. But then after that, back to the normal schedule. Thank God. Honestly, may help me out because I'm at like 85, 90%. So tomorrow, I won't be live for 2 hours. We'll do like a 30-minute premiere, but then I can also rest a little bit more and come back full force. So with all that being said, guys, shout out to Daddy Zach or Altcoin Corey, and shout out to Mark Dutch, Cryptic Sniper, Savage Trades, Caffeinated Crypto, Dave Digital, Crane C, Tyler Durden, I missed it. Shout out to Wick, Mystic Ruin. Guys, with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time, maybe a little bit shorter. That's all I got. See you next time. Check out frankcandles.com to get those deals. Frank Candles out. Bing, bong. That sounded weird. Bing, bong.
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we eating steak, remember sleeping on the floor. We stealing at the gas station when the time was cold. In the kitchen, hot still trying to flip it out the stove. Rocking fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch them take my dog away, it was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day, all this blood on my clothes. I was tired every day, green light, it's time to go. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, might crash cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Right back where I left because I know my people needed me. Diamond in the rough, I don't know what it is they see in me. Go down as a legend in my city cause we beat the streets. Trying to spread the wealth around the block, no I can't keep from me. Told me I should leave. I see the bigger picture and it's way bigger than me. Can't be living like a king, but my people need to eat. If I got it, then you got it, we gon' get back on our feet. And I put it on me. I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Or die too young. 100 miles per hour might crash cause good die young. Yeah, but here I come. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back home. Y'all coming back home. I'm coming back home. Y'all coming back. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home.
Guys, my chair sunk. My chair sunk. I don't know how to fix this, guys. But I just put a poll in the chat. Important. Very, very, very important question, guys. You have to interact with this. You have to interact with this poll before you leave. Otherwise, I won't be able to sleep at night. Let me know what your favorite soda is. Are you a root beer guy or gal? Are you a Sprite? Sprite low-key is the GOAT. But Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, or Pepsi. I know I'm in Atlanta, and this is the home of Coca-Cola, but Pepsi FTW forever. But yeah, let me know in that poll, guys. Let me know what your favorite soda is. That's all I got. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta pasta. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.